Okay, good morning all.
Morning, ma'am.
So we already finished some topics from this chapter. Then today we have to discuss a new topic, that is electric circuit. What is meant by electric circuit? Anyone can say what is meant by electric circuit?
A closed figure
Closed,
with
closed what?
closed loop.
Closed loop. Then it contains what are the things in that electric circuit?
Cell, bulb,
Bulb,
bulb, wires, battery cell. Sorry.
battery is there. Then electric wire is there. Then so these are electrical components. No, different electrical components. Is it? Huh?
Which?
Okay. So actually, this electric circuit is interconnection of different electrical components. That is battery, then switch, bulb, then electric wire, then conducting material. So if these electrical components are joined together, then we can call it as a what? Electric circuit. Is it? Electric circuit. Is there any condition for this electric circuit? Is there any loose connection in the circuit? Connection. Is it an electric circuit? Huh? If there is any loose connection, is it an electric circuit? Is it conduct electricity?
No.
No. Why it doesn't conduct electricity? Because there is some gap is there. Is it? So we can say that electric circuit is a closed loop. What is meant by closed? What is meant by closed? What is meant by the term closed? Say.
There is no gap or loose connection.
There is no gap. Okay. If there is any gap, what will happen? If there is any gap,
Electricity cannot pass through.
electricity cannot pass through that circuit. There is no passage of electricity through the circuit. That means electric circuit must be closed one. Okay? Electric circuit must be a closed one. So today we have to discuss what is meant by electric circuit. Can you see the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so what is an electric circuit? It is a closed loop which a current take is known as an electric circuit. If there is any opening, the current doesn't pass the current through it, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
So when we say about this electric circuit, we can say that it's a closed loop which a current take, that is known as electric circuit. Clear?
Yes.
When the path of the circuit is closed one, the current flows through it. Otherwise, the current doesn't flow through it. That means the electric circuit is not electric circuit is not conducting one. So what is an electric circuit? What is an electric circuit? What is an electric circuit? Say.
A closed loop with the
With
current
current take.
A closed loop
known
with
as electric
a current take is known as an electric
circuit.
So then next question. For this picture, can you see the picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the bulb is there, then one battery, one cell, and one switch. So which effect of current is used here in this picture? Which effect is used? Which effect?
Heating effect.
Heating effect. Why we say the term this heating effect? Heating effect of electric current. Heating of what? In this heating of what? Heating of? Say the word. Say that word. Heating of? Why the bulb glows? What is the reason? Why the bulb glows?
Heating of
And
filament.
because the coil.
Filament. There is one filament inside the bulb, is it?
Yes.
So when we pass electricity, the filament heated. So because of the heat, the bulb glows. So which effect of current used in this picture? Which effect of current?
Heating effect.
Heating effect of current. And is there any other effect for this current? Only heating effect? Is there any other effect? Is there any other effect? Magnetic effect. What is meant by a magnet? What is meant by a magnet? There are two sides for a magnet. That you know? Two sides for a magnet.
Yes, ma'am.
Which are the two sides?
The north pole and
North side and south side. So for this, in this connection, instead of light or instead of bulb, we connect one magnet. Clear? So in the previous diagram, there is one bulb. Okay? So when we pass electricity, the bulb glows. So instead of that bulb, in this diagram, we have to connect one magnet. Then what will happen if the liquid contact electricity? What observation we can see in this magnet? What observation we can see in this magnet? There is one needle, no? In this magnet, there is one needle. Is there any needle?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So when electricity pass through the circuit, there is one deflection in this needle. What is meant by deflection? What is meant by deflection? There is a movement of the needle, is it? If the liquid pass electricity, there is a movement for the needle. That movement is known as deflection of the needle. So how we can understand the liquid contact electricity? From which observation? From which observation we can assume that the liquid contact electricity?
Ma'am, deflection of the needle.
There is, if the given liquid contact electricity, there is one deflection or there is one movement in that needle. From that needle, we can understand that particular liquid contact
electricity.
Okay, when we take this here, we have to take the distilled water. When we take some distilled water, okay, is there any deflection in the needle? Is there any deflection? Is there any movement?
No, ma'am.
Why there is no movement?
Because distilled water is an insulator.
Very good. So distilled water is an insulator. At that time, doesn't contact electricity. So we cannot observe the deflection in the needle. Otherwise, when we take here tap water, is there any deflection?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. When we take tap water, there is one deflection because tap water is a conductor of electricity. That time the needle deflects. Otherwise, when we take distilled water, there is no deflection in the needle. So this type of effect of current is known as
Magnetic effect.
magnetic effect of electric current. So magnetic means movement in that magnetic needle. So two effects are there for current. In this chapter mainly discuss two effects of electric current. Which are the two effects?
Heating effect and
first one is heating effect. Because of the heating effect, the bulb glows. Because of the heating of the filament of the bulb glows. And then second one is the which effect? Magnetic effect. Because of the magnetic effect of the current, the needle of the magnets deflect or there is a movement in that needle. So these are the two defects: heating effect and magnetic effect of electric current. So the previous class we discussed is water is a conductor or an insulator. Okay, so at that time we study tap water is a conductor, then distilled water is an insulator. The reason also we study. What is the reason? Elsa Vincent is there. Elsa
Yes,
Vincent.
ma'am.
Say why the distilled water doesn't conduct electricity?
Ma'am, because there is no minerals in it.
There is no mineral present. Albin Sibi is there. Albin Sibi. Albin. Effins Joseph. Effins Joseph. Effins is there. Effins Joseph. Can you hear me? Okay. Say, is tap water conduct electricity? Is the tap water conduct electricity? Say yes or no?
Yes,
Why it conduct electricity?
ma'am.
Why this water conduct electricity? No reason. Anyone? Anyone can say that?
It has minerals inside.
It contains some minerals. Because of the presence of some minerals, it contains electricity. Okay. So, conductivity of liquids. So, we already discussed the common liquid, that is water. So, today we have to discuss the different other liquids are there now. Which are the other liquids? Other than water, say any liquid. Oil.
Petroleum.
Petroleum. Petrol. Then
Diesel.
Diesel. Then say any
Milk.
other liquid.
Milk, blood.
Milk, blood,
Vinegar.
lemon juice.
Some
These are all,
acids.
yes, acid. These are all some liquids. So here we can say that the liquids that conduct electricity are solutions of acid,
Acid.
bases, and salts. Clear? If the liquid conduct electricity, it contains some acids or bases or salts. Okay, so we can take one example. Vinegar. Which one is present in this vinegar? Acid, bases, or salts? Any component present in this vinegar?
Acid.
Acid. Which acid you know? Which acid present in this vinegar?
Ma'am, is it citric acid?
No, it is acetic acid. Okay, citric acid is present in actually which liquid? Citric acid is present. Lemon. Very good. So lemon juice. When we take this lemon juice, it contains which acid?
Citric acid.
Citric acid. Citric
acid.
acid is present in vinegar. Then milk. You know, milk. Is there any acid in milk?
Acid.
Yes.
Lactic acid.
Which acid?
Lactic.
Very good. Lactic acid. So this contains lactic acid. So this all milk, vinegar, lemon juice, all these contain some types of acid. So it is these conductor? Is milk is a conductor? Is this milk is a conductor?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it conduct electricity? Yes, because it contains acid. Clear? Then what about this vinegar? Is it a conductor of electricity?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, because it also contains the acid. Acetic acid is present there. Then when we consider lemon juice, is it a conductor?
Yes.
Yes, because it contains which acid? Citric
Citric
acid.
acid.
So we can say that the liquid conduct electricity. That contains, some contains acid and some contains bases and some contains salt. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Then
Ma'am.
why this acid conduct electricity? You know, why acid? If there is any acid, it conduct electricity. Why we can say like that? That's not in your textbook, but I will say why this conduct electricity. Okay. So when we take any acid, so common acid we can take is HCl. You know HCl. What is HCl? HCl.
Hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid. Actually, what happened is when we pass electricity, these HCl breaks. So different types of charges are there. Different charges. Which are the different types of charges?
Positive and
Positive
negative.
charge and negative
Negative.
charge. So when we take any acids and when we pass electricity, these acid breaks into two parts. Here it is H plus charge plus Cl minus charge. So two charges are present now. Two charges. Because of the presence of these charges, because of the presence of these particles, it contains
Electricity.
electricity. That is in the case of acid. Do you know what is the formula for acetic acid? Don't know. CH3, no need to study. Okay. CH3COH. Here also one component is there, H plus and CH3COO minus. So in that vinegar, because of the presence of these two components, it contains
Electricity.
Then what is meant by these bases? Bases, you know, bases. What is in the base? What is in the base?
Acid.
Acid. Opposite in property. Sodium hydroxide. It's a base. So it also breaks Na plus. When you pass electricity, it breaks Na plus plus OH minus. Here also two particles are there. Which are two particles? Na and OH. Plus and minus charge is there now. Okay. So because of the presence of these particles, these bases contact electricity. And what is meant by this salt? What is meant by salt?
Ignium.
Any salt, you say any salt. Any salt. Common salt. That we use in our daily life. Every day we use this common salt. What is the formula, you know? Salt formula. What is the chemical name for this salt? Anyone? Sodium
Potash.
chloride. Sodium chloride. Okay. So here also it is sodium chloride. Breaks into Na plus ion plus Cl minus ion. So here also plus charge is there, minus charge is there. So if you take any acid, any base, any salt, it contains different charged particles. Yes or no?
Yes.
So everyone, if you take any acid, any base, any salt, it contains some
Charges.
charged particles. Charged particles are there. So because of the presence of these charged particles, these components contact electricity. So this, if the liquid contains acid, it conducts electricity. If the liquid contains bases, it conducts electricity. If the liquid contains some salt, that time also it conducts electricity. So we can say, we conclude that if the liquid conduct electricity, most liquids that conduct electricity are solutions of
Acid.
contains acid, bases, or salt.
Salt.
Clear?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
a liquid conduct electricity, other than water, if a liquid conduct electricity, it contains either it contains some acid, or it contains some bases, or it contains some salt. That time only it conducts electricity. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So this one clear? This column, this box, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first one, it is distilled water. Is it a conductor?
No, ma'am.
No. So when we connect it into a magnet, so is there any deflection?
No, ma'am.
No, there is no deflection because doesn't conduct electricity. So we can say that it is a
Poor
poor conductor. So distilled water, there is no deflection in the magnet. So it's a poor conductor. Then tap water.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Contact electricity. So is there any deflection in the compass?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
There is one deflection. So we can say that
It's
It's a
good
good
conductor.
good
conductor.
conductor. Good
Good
conductor.
conductor.
Then third one, lemon juice.
Yes.
Yes, it's a good
Conductor.
conductor. So there is one deflection. Then vinegar.
No.
Poor
Yes.
conductor.
Uh,
No.
vinegar it is actually it conduct electricity. But why it is called as poor conductor? Poor means what? It conduct electricity, but conductivity is
Less.
less. That's why it is known as poor conductor. Actually, this vinegar conduct. Which acid is present in this vinegar? Which acid?
Acetic
Acid.
acid.
Which acid?
Acid.
Acetic acid.
Acetic acid. So when we consider this acid, this is a weak acid. Which are the strong acids? You know, any strong acid? Three strong acids are there. That is nitric acid, hydrochloric acid. No need to study these acids. Okay. Hydrochloric acid. Then sulfuric acid. These are the strong acids. But in this vinegar, which acid is present here?
Acetic
Acetic
acid.
acid.
So acetic acid is a weak acid or a strong acid?
Weak acid.
Weak
Weak
acid.
acid.
So in this case, the acid is weak. That's why vinegar conducts electricity, but there is no strong conduction, less electricity only pass. That's why it's called as not a good conductor. It's a
Poor conductor.
poor conductor.
Poor conductor.
So, for example, when a question asks like this, vinegar contains some acid, but it is a poor conductor. Why? Vinegar contains the acid, acetic acid, but it is a poor conductor. Why? What is the reason?
Because it conducts electricity less.
Less. Why it conducts electricity less?
Because the acid is weak.
Ah, yes, very good. Because the acid, vinegar contains acid, but the acid is acetic acid. It is very weak. That's why vinegar is a poor conductor of electricity. And cooking oil, is there any acid? For cooking, which oil we use for cooking?
Coconut oil.
Coconut oil. Which acid is present in coconut oil?
No acid.
Yes, acid is there. Lauric acid. Lauric acid. Coconut oil contains which acid?
Lauric
Lauric
acid.
acid. Then we use sunflower oil. No? Sunflower oil.
Yes, ma'am.
Which sunflower oil? It's a vegetable oil. Which acid is present in this sunflower oil? Vegetable oils. Which acid? Vegetable oil. Oleic acid. Okay. This contains oleic acid. So this cooking oil also contain acid. So it is this is not a good conductor. This is a poor conductor. Why it is a poor conductor? It contains some acid, but it is a poor conductor. Why?
Because it does not have that much acid.
As much strength, no strength, because it's a weak acid. This oleic acid and this lauric acid, these acid are all weak acids. Cooking oil conduct electricity, but the conductivity is less. That's why we call this cooking oil as poor conductor. Clear? Then milk.
Electric conductor.
Yes, conduct electricity.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, but poor conductor only. Then milk.
Yes.
Conduct electricity.
Lactic acid.
Honey. Milk. It is lactic acid. Then what about this honey? Is there any deflection? Is there any deflection? No. Why there is no deflection in this honey? What is honey?
The sweet nectar produced by honeybee.
Honeybee. Actually, honey is a solution of sugar. What is meant by solution? What is meant by solution?
Liquid.
Liquid. When we take some sugar, when we add into water, It is known as solution, no? Sugar solution. So in this there is no particle to conduct the electricity. If there is any particle are present, it conduct electricity. But in the case of this honey, there is no particles to conduct electricity. So there is a, it's not a conductor. Okay. In your textbook, these are the examples in your textbook. Okay. So this distilled water, tap water, lemon juice, vinegar, cooking oils, milk, etc. are honey also in your textbook. So why the liquids conduct electricity? Shreya, why the liquids conduct electricity? There is a reason why the liquids conduct electricity.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Why the liquids conduct electricity? What is the reason?
Because liquid contains some acids, bases, and salts.
Okay.
So it conducts electricity.
Okay, so if the liquids contain some acid, bases, and salts, that time it conducts electricity. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is meant by an electric circuit? What is meant by an electric circuit?
A closed loop which a current take is known as electric circuit.
Okay, very good. A closed loop which a current take is known as electric circuit. And Suraja,
Yes, ma'am.
if there is any loose connection in the circuit, is the circuit is conducting?
No,
Why it is not conducting?
because the electric current is not flowing.
Does not flow because there is a gap. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So Adi Lakshmi is there. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
Thank you.